get more on this now from Donald Trump's senior advisor, Kellyanne Conway. Welcome back. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, George.
So let's start out with this congressional action. President-elect Trump famously promised to drain the swamp in Washington. He wanted real reform. So is this what he had in mind? Does he support what they've done?
I haven't discussed this with the president-elect directly, but let's make clear that you're still going to have an Office of Complaint Review. In other words, it's not like we're taking away.
But now it's under oversight of the Republican majority in Congress. It's not independent.
Well, but the full House will vote on it today, and the Democrats will have their say. Certainly, they're part of the House. But look, there's a very ambitious agenda to push forward. The Republicans have been given the majority in the House and the Senate, most of the governorships. They've won over 1,000 state legislative seats under President Obama's watch. So there's a mandate there for them to make significant change.
But is this the way to start gutting the Independent Ethics Office?
Well, but again, gutting it doesn't mean that there won't be a mechanism. I don't want your viewers to be given the impression, George, that there's no way for complaints to be reviewed. But there's also been an overzealousness in some of the processes over the years. And we don't want people wrongly accusing. We don't want people mired in months, if not years, of ethical complaint review.
Let's talk about North Korea. They are signaling they may test an intercontinental missile. We saw that tweet from President-elect Trump saying it won't happen. So does that mean he's going to order the military to shoot down a North Korean missile test?
It doesn't mean anything like that at the moment. He's not president yet, and he's not making policy at the moment. We still have a president for the next 17 days, George. At the same time, President Trump will be very tough on those who are developing nuclear capability. It's been a big disappointment to many Americans, including the president-elect, that Iran, for example, was emboldened and increased its nuclear capability through one of the deals that this administration has put forward.
But their program is now on hold. What about North Korea? You know, there's so few avenues, so few tools to stop them. What is the president-elect suggesting he's going to do?
He has not stated that publicly, and he won't before he's inaugurated. But we do know that there are sanctions that are possible. They haven't always worked. I think China would have to have a significant role here as well. But he's putting them on notice. He's putting North Korea on notice through this tweet and through other statements that this won't happen. He, as President of the United States, wants to stand between them and their missile capabilities, which experts say could be deployed to reach Seattle almost immediately.
Finally, on that Russian hacking, you know, so many people were caught by surprise by those comments by Mr. Trump over the weekend saying he knows things that other people don't know about the Russian hacking. What was he referring to?
Well, presidents and president-elects have to know things that you and I don't know. I sure hope they do. He's privy to intelligence briefings of all sorts. He has the presidential daily briefing, which is a product, but he has other briefings. And today he is...
But it's the consensus of those intelligence briefings that Russia was behind it.
Well, Julian Assange of WikiLeaks said just yesterday in an interview that will be aired tonight on a different network that it was not a political party and it was not
So is that
Russia.
what Mr. Trump was referring to?
No, he's not referring to that. But he also has said, as president-elect, that he is receiving an intelligence briefing from our top intelligence officials from across this country here in New York early this week, and he plans to do that. And the reason he's doing that is because he wants the information. You know, there's
but he was saying he already knew something on Saturday that we don't know.
Well, he does know things that we don't know. We see a lot of blind quotes. We see a lot of unsourced information. There were CIA operatives, George, who were invited to testify before the House Intelligence Committee and refused to show up and instead are leaking to the press. This is not how we as Americans want our intelligence to necessarily work. Look, at the in the Trump administration, we believe that politics should not interfere in our intelligence, but we also believe that intelligence should not interfere in our politics.
So if those intelligence officials come to the president like today or tomorrow, whenever that briefing is, and say, we know Russia was behind it, will he accept it?
He'll have to see all the evidence. He'll have to see what's in the briefing. And remember, you're not saying it now, but many people on TV try to conflate any Russian hacking that may have occurred with the election results. And that has been conflated, unfortunately, where people are still trying to find a reason why Hillary Clinton lost. You can't deny it because on every other network, on everything, everyone who makes a statement about the Russian hacking these days are saying, aha, and that's why Hillary Clinton lost. I think it was very embarrassing to the Clinton operation to have the content of those emails revealed to the country. That's what they really don't like about it, that they were questioning Hillary Clinton's judgment. Can she find her voice? People were calling Chelsea Clinton a spoiled brat. It was a very uncomfortable situation for them.
Kellyanne Conway, thanks very much.
Thanks for having me.